Good evening, everyone. Welcome to EduTap. Are you able to hear me? If you are able to hear me, please type yes in the chat box so that we can proceed. Good evening, everyone. Are you able to hear me? Please type yes in the chat box if you are able to hear me. Hello, Manideep. How are you? Good evening, everyone. Okay. So all of you are able to hear me. Let's wait a couple of minutes so that more people can join in. Just let's wait for 2 minutes more. So Manideep has joined, Abhishek has joined. Okay, so many of you have joined. Thank you so much for coming today, taking the time out today. Okay, great, you are able to hear me. Right. See, today we have to discuss a very important thing, that how we have to cover the current affairs for RBI Grade B, NABARD Grade A as well as SEBI Grade A 2019 examinations. Now it is a very common query that how do we cover the current affairs. There are so many different sources, many free sources available, so many websites, Bankers Adda, Affairs Cloud, GK Today, EduTap's monthly magazine is there. There are so many sources and there are so many divisions when it comes to current affairs, be it reports, be it policies, be it government schemes, the budget, the economic survey, indices, ranks. There are, what I mean to say is there is an ocean of information that a student has to memorize, and it becomes really difficult for the student to understand that from where do I start and where do I end, because it is very difficult to draw a line that okay, I have covered the current affairs. So this session will deal with that what is phase 1 current affairs, what is phase 2 current affairs, how are they different, how are they same, is there a linkage between phase 1 and phase 2 current affairs, where do current affairs overlap between ESI, between FM, between SEBI, securities markets and laws, between agriculture and rural development and ESI. So all these things will be addressed today. I'll also tell you the sources. I'll also tell you the different things that you need to remember. I will also talk about the previous year questions that have been asked based on current affairs, and we'll try to segregate them into different sections so that we can understand how to cover the current affairs for the upcoming examinations. Fine. Right. Okay, so let's start now. So this session is all about how do we have to cover the current affairs for phase 1 as well as phase 2. This is the first most important point that I want to tell you today, that phase 1 current affairs and phase 2 current affairs highly overlap. There is no compartmentalization that you can do between phase 1 and phase 2 current affairs. We'll see that in the coming slides. We'll draw a Venn diagram, in fact. That I have made a Venn diagram in which I have shown you the differences between the current affairs of phase 1 and phase 2 and the overlap between the current affairs of phase 1 and phase 2. That is why I have named it the EduTap way, because this is a very unique way of covering the current affairs and no other institute is covering the current affairs in this manner. And this session will be useful for the aspirants of RBI Grade B 2019, NABARD Grade A 2019 as well as SEBI Grade A 2019. So the syllabus overlaps a lot between these three examinations. So we'll be covering the current affairs in a comprehensive manner so that your energy can be channelized in a better fashion and you do not have to repeat the things. Let's see. Now first of all, the basic question that has to be addressed is what is the role of current affairs in different phases of the examination, right? So we'll study the pattern and we'll also see that how many marks of current affairs based questions are asked in the different sections of the different examinations. Let's start with first of all RBI Grade B. So you all know that RBI Grade B Phase 1 has 4 sections. One is GA. This is the most important. Why most important? Because out of 200 marks, 80 marks is dedicated to this single section of general awareness, and this is a very scoring section. Right. Second section is reasoning, 60 marks. Third is English, 30 marks, and fourth is quant, 30 marks. Now in these 3 sections of reasoning, English and quant, there is no current affairs, 0 marks of current affairs. But in the first section of GA, that is worth 80 marks, around 60 to 65 questions, which is equal to 60 to 65 marks also, because each question carries 1 mark. So around 60 to 65 questions, or you can say 60 to 65 marks of these questions, they are based on current information, that is current affairs. How many months of current affairs? The most important will be the 3 months preceding the date of examination, right? But we advise you to cover at least 6 months preceding the date of examination. So do not restrict yourself to only 3 months. From the date of examination, go back 6 months. So the people who are preparing for RBI Grade B 2019, right, for them February 2019 will be a good start month. Do not go before that. Do not start from October 2018 or November 2018. Start from February 2019. If the notification comes out very soon, then you can cover the backlog later. But if you are starting, start from February 2019. Coming back to the point, out of 80, around 60 to 65 marks are devoted to questions based on current information. Only 15 to 20 marks out of 80 is devoted to static GK. Now, what is the difference between current affairs and static GK? Now, static GK can include the biosphere reserves of India. It can include the wildlife sanctuaries of India. It can include the national parks of India. It can deal with the folk festivals, the folk dances of India, festivals of India. It can relate to the different countries and their currencies, the different countries and their capitals. It can also deal with different dams and reservoirs, important rivers of India. So this is all static GK from my point of view. Right, so you have to understand that out of 80 marks in general awareness, almost 60 to 65 marks of paper is based on current knowledge. Only 15 to 20 marks of paper is based on static knowledge, that is static GK. Right, so this thing should be clear first of all, that in phase 1, this section is the one where current affairs are very important. Let's move on. Coming to phase 2. You know there are 3 papers. One is economics and social issues. Second is finance and management. And the third paper is of descriptive English. All of these 3 papers are worth 100 marks each. Total is 300 marks. Now coming to the first paper, that is economics and social issues, it is worth 100 marks. Out of these 100 marks, almost 80 to 85% of the paper, that is 80 to 85 marks out of 100, these questions are based on current affairs. These current affairs can be anything. It can be government schemes, it can be reports, it can be budget, it can be economic survey, it can be any current affair related to all of the topics mentioned in the syllabus of economics and social issues. Be it health, be it education, be it poverty, be it unemployment, be it measurement of growth, be it social movements, be it Indian political system, be it sustainable development. All the topics of ESI have a current orientation. There is no topic in ESI which does not have a current orientation. Each and every topic of ESI has a current orientation, and 80 to 85% of the paper, or 80 to 85 marks, are allotted to current affairs. Only 15 to 20 marks of paper is asked from static concepts. When I say static concepts, it means the static concepts related to the topics mentioned in the syllabus by the Reserve Bank of India. Right, so the static concepts can include base year, it can include factor cost, it can include the concept of GDP, it can include the concept of what is market price, GVA. All of these are static concepts. IMR, MMR, these are nothing but static concepts. So 15 to 20 marks of paper is generally based on static concepts. A majority, in fact a vast majority of the paper is based on current affairs, almost 80 to 85%. So number 1 is this. When it comes to the paper of finance and management, the things are not the same as ESI. Here the things are a little bit different. 75 to 80 marks of paper of finance and management is based on static concepts, and in 2018, that is the latest paper that was held, around 25 marks of current affairs were asked. This was not the case in the paper of 2017, when even less marks of current affairs were asked. Less questions were asked. In 2018, more number of questions were asked based on current affairs. But in 2017, the current affairs allocation in finance and management was less. So we can expect that in 2019, more number of questions can be based on current affairs of finance. Management, on the other hand, is 100% static. 100% static. There is no current affairs whatsoever associated with the section of management. All the current affairs, like here I am saying 20 to 25 marks, these are based on the topics of finance, be it GST, be it direct and indirect taxes, be it inflation, be it the changing landscape of banking sector, be it FRBM, be it finance commission. These topics have a current affair orientation. RBI and its functions, primary and secondary markets, all of these topics have a current affairs orientation. So on these topics, corporate governance also, right? So on these topics, 20 to 25 marks worth questions were asked in the year of 2018. So you can see that when it comes to ESI, 85% paper is based on current affairs, but when it comes to finance and management, 20 to 25% of paper is based on current affairs. When it comes to English, no current affairs knowledge is required to answer the questions. Yes, you can add value to your essay by putting in current affairs, but you do not have to have a very good knowledge of current affairs to score well in English. So I am writing here no current affairs, right? So this is clear to all of you. Phase 1 and phase 2 RBI grade B. Let's move on to now NABARD examination. Now in NABARD examination, the phase 1 is pretty exhaustive. There are not 4 sections, but there are 7 sections. One is GA, second is ESI, third is agriculture and rural development. We also call it ARD. Fourth is English, fifth is quant, sixth is reasoning, and seventh is computer knowledge. So in the last 4 sections, that is English, quant, reasoning and computer, there are no current affairs. So you do not have to have current affair knowledge here to answer these questions. Fine. But in the first section, that is GA, it is worth 20 marks. 15 to 20 marks of this paper or this section is based on current affairs. So there can be 0 question based on static GK. There can be up to 5 marks of question based on static GK. So you need to remember that 90%, around 90% of the paper is based on current affairs knowledge when it comes to the GA section of NABARD grade A examination. Then out of the 40 marks of ESI, that is economics and social issues, which is asked in phase 1 also when it comes to NABARD grade A, around 25 to 30 marks of paper is based on current affairs. Only 10 to 15 marks of paper is based on static concepts. When it comes to ARD, the thing is different. The strategy required is totally different because majority of the paper is based on static concepts starting from 2017 as well as 2018. Only 10 to 15 marks of paper is based on current affairs. Majority of the paper is based on static knowledge when it comes to agriculture and rural development in NABARD grade A examination. This has been seen in 2017 as well as 2018. Yes, in 2016 the case was different. In that year there were more current affairs based questions, but in 2017 the trend was reversed, right? So this happened. So current affairs 10 to 15 marks and 25 to 30 marks static concepts. So this is all about the phase 1 of NABARD grade examination, that what is the importance of current affairs when it comes to NABARD examination phase 1. So in GA importance is very high, in ESI importance is very high, and in ARD the importance is moderate, not very high, not very low, moderate. 10 to 15 marks current affairs, 25 to 30 marks of static concepts. Let's move on to now the phase 2 part of NABARD grade examination. So in phase 2 there is a combined paper of economics and social issues and agriculture and rural development. So these are not 2 different papers. There is a single paper of ESI plus ARD. This is worth 100 marks. So the first thing to be noted here is that almost 50-50 weightage is given to ESI and ARD. So the total paper is worth 100 marks, almost 50 marks of ESI, almost 50 marks of ARD. This is the first thing to be noted. Now in ESI, around 35 to 40 marks out of 50 marks, that is total is 100, ESI is almost 50. Out of 50, almost 35 to 40 marks, questions are based on current affairs. Only 10 to 15 marks static concepts. But in ARD, the thing is different. Out of 50, 30 to 35 is static concepts. Only 15 to 20 marks are current affairs. Fine. So the things again are different when it comes to ESI and ARD. More number of questions are asked based on current affairs in ESI. Less number of questions are asked based on current affairs in ARD. Right. So this you should know when it comes to the phase 2 of NABARD. Right. In English, again, a descriptive paper is there. So no current affairs based questions are asked because it is a descriptive paper. You have to write essay, précis, RC, letter or report. So current affairs based questions are not there. This is about NABARD grade A phase 2. Let's now come to SEBI examination. Let's see the importance of current affairs when it comes to the SEBI grade A examination. Let's talk about first of all phase 1. Right, let's see. Now one of the sections in SEBI grade A phase 1 is securities market awareness. Right, this is the term or phrase that has been used by SEBI in the official notification. Although securities market awareness includes security markets as well as securities laws. So securities market and laws is clubbed into securities markets awareness when it comes to the phase 1 as well as phase 2 of SEBI grade examination. Let's talk first of all about phase 1. So this section is worth 40 marks. Very few current affairs come out of this section. Very few. around only 2 to 5 marks of current affairs. The remaining paper is based on static knowledge, static concepts of securities markets and securities laws. So very few questions are there which are based on current affairs. When it comes to securities market awareness, majority of the paper is based on static knowledge. When it comes to GA, a majority of the paper is based on current affairs. Less marks of paper is allotted to static GK. When it comes to English, no current affairs, reasoning, no current affairs, quantitative aptitude, no current affairs. So the thing to be noted here is that in securities market awareness, which includes security market as well as security law, only a small percentage of paper is devoted to current affairs. A majority of the paper is devoted to static knowledge or static concepts of security market as well as security law. When it comes to GA, a majority of the paper comes from current affairs and a minority of the paper comes from static general knowledge. Fine, let's move on to phase 2 of SEBI. Now in phase 2 of SEBI, there are 3 papers. One is ESI plus FM, that is economics and social issues plus finance and management. It is worth 100 marks. Second is securities market, which includes security market as well as security law. It is again worth 100 marks. And this is the third paper of descriptive English worth 100 marks. And this here I am talking about the general post, not about the specialist post. This is the pattern when it comes to the general post. Now coming to the first paper of ESI plus FM, first the thing to be noted is that almost 50% ESI, almost 50% finance and management, 50-50 weightage, almost, not exactly but almost. In ESI, around 35 to 40 marks current affairs, 10 to 15 marks static concepts. In FM, the thing reverses, only 15 to 20 marks of current affairs and around 30 to 35 marks of static concepts based questions. So this thing is similar to Reserve Bank of India, because in Reserve Bank of India examination also, ESI paper is mostly current affairs based, but the finance and management paper is mostly static based, static concepts based. Same thing can be seen in the SEBI grade examination as well. When it comes to security market, very few questions are based on current affairs. Majority of the paper is based on static concepts. So it is worth 100 marks. It includes security market, it includes security law. Only 5 to 10 marks of worth of paper is coming from current affairs. Majority of the paper, that is 90 to 95 marks, is coming from static concepts. So when it comes to the thing that I want to drive here, the point which I want to make here is that when it comes to security market and security law, very few questions, be it phase 1 or phase 2, very few questions are asked from current affairs. Majority of the paper comes from static knowledge or the static concepts of security market and security law. So your time should also be divided in a similar manner, that you should devote more time in covering the static concepts and less time in covering the current affairs when it comes to security market and security law. The thing reverses in economics and social issues. More time has to be spent on covering the current affairs of economics and social issues, and less time you have to spend on covering the static concepts. You do not have to devote more percentage of your time on covering the static concepts of ESI, because less number of questions are coming from the static part of ESI and a large number of questions, majority of the questions are coming from the current affairs part of ESI. Fine, this is about SEBI phase 2. Now this is the most important slide. The most important slide, please, I want your undivided attention so that I can make you understand what is phase 1 current affairs, what is phase 2 current affairs, how are they same and how are they different. I'll give you 30 seconds. Please study this slide. Please study this slide. I'll explain it to you in 30 seconds. Please study first. In the meanwhile, I'll see your comments. Study this slide very, very carefully. This is the gist of everything what I am saying. This is the basis of the design of our current affairs magazine. This is the EduTap's way of covering current affairs. This is what makes us different from other institutes. This is what will help you in covering phase 1 as well as phase 2 current affairs for RBI, NABARD as well as SEBI in a very comprehensive manner, in an easy manner. Right, easy is the key term here, because there are so many sources, so many different sources which get the aspirant confused that what do I read, how do I make notes, how many sources do I refer. Very important slide. Please lay emphasis on this slide and try to understand what is being displayed here. See, I'll tell you. This is a slide about phase 1 and phase 2 current affairs. How are they same and how are they different? I get so many queries. What do I do for phase 1 GA? What do I do for phase 2 ESI? What do I do for phase 1 GA? What do I do for phase 2 finance current affairs? So here is the slide that will answer all your queries. The main circle in yellow is GA. So GA सबका बाप है. This is the superset. ESI current affairs, finance current affairs, security market current affairs, agriculture and rural development current affairs are subsets of the superset of general awareness. What does this mean? It means that whatever question can be asked based on ESI current affairs in your phase 2 of RBI and SEBI and phase 1 and phase 2 of NABARD, because ESI is a section in NABARD phase 1 also, can be asked in your phase 1 GA of RBI, NABARD as well as SEBI. So whatever current affair based question you read or the theory you read for the current affairs of ESI, on all those topics questions can be asked in phase 1 GA of RBI, NABARD as well as SEBI, because ESI is nothing but, this is ESI, this color, ESI is nothing but a subset of the superset of GA. This yellow is GA. Fine. So GA बड़ा है, ESI उसका एक part है. Coming to finance and management. Let me remove management here because management is static. Let me talk about finance. This green color is finance. This is again a subset of GA. So whatever things you read for current affairs of finance, they can be asked in phase 1 GA also of the respective examinations. In NABARD there is no finance, so obviously it will not be asked there, but in SEBI and in RBI there is finance and management. So whatever you read of current affairs of finance for RBI and SEBI, it can be asked in the phase 1 of general awareness. I'll show you the examples also. I'll pick up all these categories and I'll show you the examples of questions in the further coming slides. But let's first of all understand this. Fine. This is about finance. Now there is a overlap between ESI and finance and management also. This black part, this shows the overlap between ESI and finance current affairs. Now what are the topics which are overlapping? In ESI there is a topic of fiscal policy. In finance there is a topic of GST and direct and indirect taxes. Now in fiscal policy also you study taxes, they are the sources of revenue, and in finance also there is a topic of GST and direct and indirect taxes. There is a topic of FRBM also, Fiscal Responsibility and Budgetary Management Act. So these are topics which are overlapping in ESI because the topic of fiscal policy is mentioned in ESI, and these topics, direct and indirect taxes, GST, the FRBM topic, these are mentioned in finance also. So this black part here shows you that overlap between ESI and FM, right? Coming to security market. Now security market is again a subset of GA. So whatever current affairs you read for security market, questions can be framed on that in the phase 1 GA as well. Fine. Then there is a overlap between security market and finance and management. This part. What are the topics? Now in security market you read about primary and secondary market. Is this a topic in finance? Yes, it is mentioned. Do you read about the topic of bonds? Is this a topic in finance? Yes, this topic is mentioned in finance. So there is an overlap in the current affairs of security market as well as finance and management. Fine, this is very important. So this is that overlap. Then coming to security law. Now security law I have drawn outside because security law does not have a link with general awareness when we study the previous year questions. Theoretically I can create a link, but practically when I study the question paper, the previous year question papers of RBI as well as SEBI, because security law is a topic in SEBI, not RBI. So security law I have drawn as a separate circle because security law does not have overlap or sync with general awareness. So this is technical. This is about security laws, SEBI regulations. Questions based on this are not asked in GA. Right, so this I have drawn separately. Now coming to agriculture and rural development. Again, this is a subset of BAP, that is GA. ARD is also a subset of GA, and there is an overlap. This is the overlap, yellow part. There is an overlap in ARD and ESI. What is the topic? There is a topic of sustainable development and environmental issues, which is there in the syllabus of ARD as well as ESI. So there is the overlap of this yellow part relating to the topic of environment and sustainable development. That is why this overlap has been shown. So what are the key takeaways from this particular diagram? The key takeaway is that there is, how are phase 1 and phase 2 current affairs same? They are same because GA is the superset, and ARD, ESI, finance and management as well as security market are nothing but subsets of the GA superset. So whatever you read for ESI current affairs, whatever you read for finance current affairs, whatever you read for security market current affair, whatever you read for agriculture and rural development current affair, questions based on these four can be asked in your phase 1 GA. Fine, but this area which does not overlap with ESI or finance or security market or ARD, this is the exclusive GA area. That is, the questions based on which come in this area, they cannot be asked in phase 2. What are these questions? Questions based on sports. Is there a topic of sports in ESI? Is there a topic of sports in finance? Is there a topic of sports in security market? Is there a topic of sports in ARD? The answer is no. So this is the exclusive GA area. These are the questions which can never be asked in phase 2. They can only be asked in phase 1. Let us take the topic of defense, about different missiles. Can a missile question be asked in ESI? Can it be asked in finance? Can it be asked in security market? Can it be asked in agriculture and rural development? No. Let us take the topic of Grand Prix. Who has won the Grand Prix? Can this topic be asked in ESI? Can this question be asked in finance? Can this be asked in ARD? No. So this area is the exclusive GA area, because questions based on this area can never be asked in phase 2. This is how the phase 1 and phase 2 current affairs are different. How are they same? Because there are many questions which are based on ESI current affairs, they can be asked in GA. There are questions based on finance current affairs, can be asked in GA. There are questions based on ARD current affairs, can be asked in GA. There are questions based on security market current affairs, can be asked in GA. I'll show you those questions also. Is this slide clear? Please comment in the chat box. Is this very clear? Please type yes. I want your answers. Is this slide very, very clear? The most important slide of this particular live session. Is this clear? Please type yes in the chat box. I'm waiting for you. Great. Thank you so much. Fine. So I have your undivided attention. This thing is pretty clear. Now let's see examples of questions so that I can make you understand this slide even more clearly. Let us see examples. I talked about this area. This area is what? Exclusive GA. When I say exclusive GA, what do I mean? That questions based on these current affairs can never be asked in phase 2. What can be such a question? Read this question. Who has been elected as the first women president of Slovakia recently in April 2019? Can this question be asked in ESI or finance or ARD or security market? Tell me in the chat box. Can this question be asked in ESI or in finance or in ARD or in security market? Can this question be asked about the first women president of Slovakia? Tell me in the chat box. Do you think this question can be asked in phase 2? Anywhere, any section of phase 2. Can it be asked? In ESI, ARD, finance and management or security? Sumit says no. No, right. You all are right. Why cannot this question be asked? Tell me also why. Just saying is not enough. Tell me the reason also. Why this question can never be asked in phase 2? Why this question can only be asked in phase 1? Why this question can only be asked in phase 1? What is the link? What is the key here? Why is it GA exclusive? Because, tell me, why this question cannot be asked in phase 2? Because, yes, it is out of syllabus. Not because it is static GA. You are wrong here, Sumit and Manideep. Not because it is static GA. This is wrong. I can give you example of static GA, that where is the headquarter of IMF located. This is also static GK. But this question can be asked in phase 2. This is the key. That is why I asked you this particular question, that why this question cannot be asked in phase 2. Because IMF headquarter can be asked in phase 2. Because this question can never be asked in phase 2 because it is not in the syllabus of phase 2. Presidents of different countries, not in the syllabus of phase 2. IMF present in the syllabus of phase 2. It is a topic which is mentioned in the syllabus of phase 2. Right? Again, Satish, you are wrong. When you say appointments are out of syllabus, it is wrong. If I say that Geeta Gopinath was appointed in IMF, can this be asked in phase 2? Yes, it can be asked in phase 2. It is an appointment topic, but it can be asked in phase 2. So you cannot say in toto that appointments cannot be asked in phase 2. That will be wrong. But the first woman president of Slovakia cannot be asked in phase 2. You cannot overgeneralize that appointments cannot be asked in phase 2. Appointments can be asked in phase 2. It can be asked in ESI. It can be asked in security market. It can be asked in finance, because in finance you have the topic of regulators of banks. You have the topic of RBI and its functions. In ESI you have the topic of IMF. You have the topic of World Bank. You have the topic of regional economic cooperation. So appointments in these organizations can be asked in phase 2 also. But because this particular topic of women president of Slovakia, the presidents of different countries, this topic is not there in ESI or FM or security market or security law or ARD. This is the reason this question can never be asked in phase 2. You cannot say that appointments cannot be asked in phase 2. Are you clear? Are you clear? Please tell me. Right. So this is the point I wanted to make. I'm sorry for being loud. I didn't realize I was being loud. Yes, I was being assertive. Yeah, I agree with that. Right. So appointments, you cannot generalize that these questions of appointments cannot be asked in phase 2. This you cannot generalize. Appointments based questions of the topics mentioned in the phase 2 syllabus of ESI, finance, security market can be asked in phase 2 also. But this question, although is appointment subset, cannot be asked in phase 2 because such a topic is not mentioned in phase 2. This is the point I wanted to make very clear. Excellent that you have understood this point. Let us see another question. Let's see this question. Who among the following personalities has recently in April 2019 become the first Indian to join the FIFA Council? This is again a question that lies in this domain, that is exclusive GA domain. It cannot be asked in phase 2. It can only be asked in phase 1. Good. Self-starter, good. Even books can be asked if they are related to finance or eco. Very good. So you cannot overgeneralize that books and authors cannot be asked. Books and authors can be asked in phase 2, provided they are linked with the syllabus topics of phase 2. ESI, FM, ARD, security market law, any section. So, but this particular question is of GA exclusive. Why exclusive? Because it can never ever be asked in phase 2. Are you very clear that this cannot be asked in phase 2 because it is related to, yes, right, sports. Fine, it can never be asked in phase 2 because there is no sports topic when it comes to the phase 2 syllabus, or rather I should say ESI syllabus, finance and management syllabus, ARD syllabus, security market and law syllabus. I should not use the term phase 2 because in different examinations ESI is present in phase 1 as well. In SEBI, security market is present in phase 1 as well. I should say that this question is based on sports. Sports is not a topic of ESI, not a topic of finance, not a topic of ARD, not a topic of security market and law. It can never be asked in these papers. Fine. It can only be asked in GA. Let's move on to another question. This is ESI. Why have I written GA plus ESI? Because this question can be asked in GA. It can also be asked in ESI. Here, ESI, this red. So this question lies here. It can be asked in ESI. It can be asked in GA. So because GA is the superset, ESI is the subset. Why this question can be asked in ESI? Which of the following organizations has released State of Global Climate Report recently? The answer is WMO, World Meteorological Organization. This question can be asked in ESI because there is a topic of sustainable development and environment in the syllabus of ESI. Be it the syllabus of RBI ESI, be it the syllabus of NABARD ESI, be it the syllabus of SEBI ESI. Sustainable development and environment is the topic. Therefore, it can be asked in ESI. Why can it be asked in GA? Because anything based on current affairs which can be asked in ESI can also be asked in phase 1, but not the other way around. Not the other way around, not vice versa. Because ESI is a subset of GA. GA is not a subset of ESI, but ESI is the section which is a subset of GA. Clear? Let's see another question of GA plus ESI. Which of the following countries has recently joined International Solar Alliance in April 2019? Correct answer is Bolivia. Can it be asked in ESI? Yes. Why can it be asked in ESI? Topic of sustainable development and environment. Why can it be asked in GA? Because ESI is a subset of GA when it comes to current affairs. Is it very clear? Clear. Next question. Now let's see finance and management and GA. Who among the following was the chairperson of the Committee on Currency Management constituted by RBI in the year 2016? Chairperson of the Committee on Currency Management constituted by RBI in the year 2016. Why this question can be asked in finance and management? Tell me. Tell me in the chat box why this question can be asked in the paper of finance and management. Finance, not management section, but the paper is one, finance and management. Why this question can be asked? Tell me in the chat box. I'm waiting for you. Which syllabus topic is this question related to that it can be asked in finance and management? Tell me the exact topic in finance and management based on which this question is asked. There is no topic of financial committees, Kazim. Financial committees topic is not mentioned in the syllabus of finance. Functions of RBI. Sahil, excellent. Excellent, Sahil. Functions of RBI. There is a topic of RBI and its functions. This is the topic which is linked to this question. So this question has been framed keeping in mind the topic of RBI and its functions, which is written in the syllabus of finance and management, under that the finance section. Excellent. Good, good. Fine. Right. So this is, and why can it be asked in GA? Because FM is a subset of GA. So whatever current affairs you are reading for FM, or in GA also, questions can be asked. Let us see another question. Who among the following is the present chairman of Banks Boards Bureau? BBB. Who among the following is the present chairman of BBB? Correct answer, Bhanu Pratap Sharma. Why this question can be asked in finance and management? Tell me. Which topic is this? Which topic is this that this question can be asked in finance and management? Which topic can you relate this question to? Tell me in the comment section. I'm waiting for your answers. Tell me the exact topic of finance. Keeping in mind that topic, this question has been framed. Which is that topic of finance? Excellent. Banking system in India. Very good. This is the topic, banking system in India, based on which this question has been framed, that who among the following is the present chairman of Banks Board Bureau? Yes, you can link it with financial institutions also, but financial institutions se better hai you link it with regulator of banks, right? But the best would be banking system in India. And why can this can be asked in GA? Because anything based on current affairs which can be asked in finance and management, it is nothing but a subset of GA. Let's move on to this area, ESI plus FM. This area, see this black area, that there is overlap in ESI and FM also, and anything that can be asked in ESI and FM current affairs can be asked in GA. Let's see this question. What is the SLR, that is statutory liquidity ratio, as set by RBI at present? The correct answer is 19%. Why this question can be asked in ESI? Tell me this first of all. Why can this question be asked in ESI? Link it with the topic of ESI, the syllabus of ESI. Which topic has been kept in mind while framing this question? Which topic of ESI has been kept in mind? Tell me. Tell me. Which topic of ESI has been kept in mind if I have framed this question, that what is the SLR as set by RBI at present? RBI functions is a topic of finance, not a topic of ESI. Conduct of monetary policy is a topic of finance, not a topic of ESI. Monetary policy, excellent. Monetary policy, yes. Monetary policy is the topic as mentioned in the ESI syllabus. RBI functions and conduct of monetary policy is the topic mentioned in the syllabus of finance, not ESI. But you are right. Why this question can be asked in finance? Because RBI and its function, RBI and conduct of monetary policy is the topic of finance and management. Only monetary policy is a topic of ESI, and anything which can be asked in ESI plus FM current affairs can be asked in GA. That is why this question lies in this black area, ESI plus FM. Is it very clear? So this question can be asked in GA? Yes. Can this question be asked in ESI? Yes. Can this question be asked in finance and management? Yes. Is it very clear? Tell me. Yes, Pradeep, you are right. RBI functions under finance and management. Is this very clear? ठीक है जी. Yes, Kazim. Moral of the story is read the syllabus and the previous year questions. In all of the toppers interviews which I have taken, I have so many times stressed, keep a copy of syllabus, keep a copy of previous year questions in front of you. Do not just blindly read the different sources, always read as per the syllabus and previous year questions. अपने आप आपको सारे answers मिल जाएंगे. Once you are clear with the syllabus, once you are clear with the previous year questions, you will automatically get the answers to all of your questions. You do not have to ask us. एलोटैब में फोन करने की भी जरूरत नहीं है, मेल डालने की भी जरूरत नहीं है. You will understand how to read current affairs. Right? चलो आगे देखते हैं. Another question, GA plus ESI plus FM. Which of the following indirect taxes have not been subsumed under the GST? Why this question has been asked under ESI? Tell me the topic. Tell me the topic. Why this question has been asked in ESI? Tell me the exact syllabus topic of ESI, keeping in mind I have framed this question. Tell me. Why this question can be asked in? No, GST is not a topic in ESI. GST is a topic in finance and management. This shows that you people are not clear with the syllabus. Please, हाथ जुड़वा लो. Please keep a copy of syllabus. Fiscal policy, excellent, excellent. Princey, excellent. Sukriti, excellent. This question can be linked to ESI because in ESI there is a topic of fiscal policy. Under fiscal policy we have revenue, we have expenditure. Under revenue we have tax revenue. Under tax revenue we have GST. That is why this question can be asked in ESI current affairs. Now tell me why this question can be asked in finance and management. Which topic? Which topic of finance and management? Why can this be asked in finance and management paper? Because I'm waiting for your answers. Why can this question be asked in finance and management? There is no topic of fiscal policy in finance and management. There is a topic of what in finance and management? Tell me. Good. There is a topic of direct and indirect taxes, and there is a topic of GST also. This is the reason this question can be asked in finance and management. There is the topic of direct and indirect taxes as well as the topic of GST. This is the precise reason why this question can be asked in the paper of finance and management. Why can it be asked in GA? Because whatever current affairs ESI, whatever current affairs you read for FM, anything can be asked in GA because ESI and FM are nothing but the subset of GA when it comes to current affairs. Is it very clear? Let's see security market. Who is the primary regulator of stock markets in India? Primary regulator of stock markets in India. The correct answer is SEBI. This is a typical question of security market. Can it be asked in GA? Yes, it can be asked in GA. Why can it be asked in GA? Because security market current affairs is nothing but a subset of GA. Another question. This question is security market plus finance and management. See this area, SM plus FM overlap. There is overlap between SM plus FM. Investments made in which of the following countries are going to be fully taxable for capital gains in India from April 1, 2019? The correct answer is both A and B, that is both Singapore as well as Mauritius. Can this question be asked in security market? Yes. Can this question be asked in finance and management? Yes. Why can this question be asked in finance and management? Because we have the topic of primary market and secondary market in the syllabus of finance. Why this question can be asked in GA? Because everything which can be asked based out of current affairs of SM or FM can be asked in GA, because FM plus SM both are subsets of GA. Let's move on to security law. This is security law, bahar banaya, because it has no linkage with general awareness if we keep the previous year questions asked by SEBI in consideration. After submitting the trading plan, after how many months the trade can be executed by the insider? The correct answer is 6 months. Can this be asked in GA? Theoretically, yes. If we analyze the previous year papers, no. Theoretically, can it be asked in GA? Yes, it can be asked. But based on our analysis, very intensive analysis of previous year questions, such questions are never asked in GA. It can only be asked in security law. That is why security law ko bahar rakha gaya. It has been kept outside, right? So this is a typical question of security law. Let's move on to a question of GA plus ARD, that is agriculture and rural development. In which of the following years was ENAM launched? ENAM, National Agriculture Market. The correct answer is 2016. Can it be asked in ARD? Yes. It is a topic under agriculture and rural development. You have to understand the various schemes related to agriculture. Can it be asked in GA? Yes, it can be asked in GA. Why can it be asked in GA? Because whatever current affairs you read for ARD, they can be asked in GA. Let's move on to a question of GA plus ESI plus ARD. Overlap dekho yahan pe. This yellow, this thing, this. There is overlap between ESI, ARD and GA. Which of the following countries was the global host nation for the 43rd edition of World Environment Day? Now you cannot say that days ka question hai, it can only be asked in phase 1. It cannot be asked in phase 2. That would be wrong. This is the precise reason I am taking this live session. That we overgeneralize that days it can be asked in phase 1. Appointments, it can be asked in phase 1. Awards, it can be asked in phase 1. Obituaries, it can be asked in phase 1. No. If those things are related to the syllabus of phase 2, they can be asked in phase 2 also. So the correct answer is India. Why can it be asked in ARD? Environment topic. Why can it be asked in ESI? Environment topic, sustainable development topic. Why can it be asked in GA? Because anything which can be asked in current affairs of ESI and ARD can be asked in GA. Right? So this is my way of showing you that how you have to read the current affairs of phase 1 and phase 2 in an integrated manner. Do not draw a boundary कि यार ये phase 1 है and this is phase 2 and they are totally separated by a rigid boundary. There is a boundary when it comes to exclusive GA, this wala part. Otherwise all the remaining current affairs, they are under GA plus ESI or GA plus FM or GA plus ARD or GA plus security market or security law separately. How is EduTap covering? अब मैंने आपको कहानी तो बता दी. Now the nishkarsh of the story, the bottom line of the story is that we are covering current affairs. We have changed our magazine from 15th of March. What are the changes in the magazine? We have divided our monthly magazine into these sections. One section is GA news. Second section is GA plus ESI news. The third section is GA plus FMN news. The fourth section is GA plus ARD news. So these are the 4 sections in which we have divided our magazine. One is GA news. This will cover exclusive GA. Can questions based on this be asked in phase 2? Never ever. This is only and only phase 1 GA, exclusive GA. In the second section, can questions be asked in phase 1 GA? Yes. Can questions be asked in ESI? Yes. Third section, can questions be asked in GA? Yes. Can questions be asked in finance and management? Yes. Fourth section, GA? Yes. ARD? Yes. So once you are reading the current affairs for your phase 1, you have to read this as well as this, all 4 sections. Once your phase 1 is through and you are now focusing on the current affairs of phase 1, leave section number 1. You do not have to read GA news because this is only and only exclusive GA which can never be asked in phase 2. Let me show you example. Right? GA News, GA plus ESI, GA plus FM, GA plus ARD, Security Market and Security Law. We are providing you videos, notes, that is PDF, as well as MCQs. So we have started with the MCQ videos as well. Right? Let me show you a snippet. Now this is the first section. That is GA News. That is only the exclusive GA. See the news items here. IIT Kharagpur students devise solution to detect fake notes. Can it be asked in phase 2? No. All England Open Badminton Championship. Can it be asked in phase 2? No. All these news are such which can only be asked in phase 1. That is, this is nothing but exclusive GA. This is this wala part. Exclusive GA wala part. Here. Let's talk about GA plus ESI. Now this snippet has been taken from the magazine itself. GA plus ESI, all these topics are important for not only ESI but GA also. Right? Because these topics have been picked up keeping the syllabus of ESI in mind. हमने अंदर बसा लिया अपने syllabus, which I request all of you to do. Please internalize the syllabus. All these topics have been identified from the Hindu, the Live Mint, Business Standard and PIB based on the syllabus of ESI. Whatever has been written in ESI, we have internalized the syllabus, and based on that syllabus, we have made these items of GA plus ESI. Why GA plus ESI? Questions can be asked in GA, questions can be asked in ESI. Then there is a section of GA plus FM. Why have we picked up these news? Because these news are important from the point of view of syllabus topics of finance and management. Finance especially, not management, finance. So we have internalized the syllabus of finance. You also have to internalize. So be it the Hindu, Live Mint, PIB, Business Standard, we read all these 4 things. We pick up articles based on the linkages with the syllabus of finance. Why can it be asked in GA? Because FM is nothing but a subset of GA, current affairs. Fine. Then there is GA plus ARD. These news items are important for ARD, and these news items are also important for GA. Fine. These can be asked in GA, this can be asked in ARD. So this is all from my side. Right. So I really hope that you have understood the correct way of covering current affairs for phase 1 and phase 2 in an integrated manner. How are they integrated? How are the current affairs overlapping? How are they different? I have clearly shown you with the help of this Venn diagram that how are the current affairs of phase 1 and phase 2 of RBI, NABARD and SEBI interrelated. What is the overlap? What is the difference? How you have to read. So even if you follow any other source, whichever source you follow, you have to keep the syllabus in mind so that you can form these categories while reading any current affairs, any magazine, any source, any website, any newspaper. Fine. So now you should be able to identify which current affairs are to be read, which current affairs are to be skipped, which current affairs are important for ESI, what current affairs are important for finance, which of them are important for ARD, which of them are important for security market and law, where do they overlap with GA, where do they do not overlap with GA. All these questions should be answered pretty clear in your mind. They should be clear in your mind. Fine. Great. So in case you have any query, you can drop us an email on hello@edutab.co.in, or you can also call us on 8146-207-241 between 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. This is our timings. So kindly make a call between this time, or you can always drop us a mail on hello@edutab.co.in. If you want to talk to me personally, you can drop me a mail on deepak@edutab.co.in. My name is Deepak Garg. This is my email ID, and this is our website where you can see the different courses and subscribe to the various courses. Thank you so much for taking out the time today. I hope it was a fruitful session for you. Happy learning and all the best. Thank you so much.